Yes. I think we're good. Sorry. Not quite yet. Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang with Morsels of a Thought number 1532 with a couple of entangled. Entangled. There we go. Okay, I think that's better. I think that's better. Except I want to make them level. Okay, 1532. Morsels of a Thought. I have something in my eye now. I gotta pull out something from my eye. Gee whiz, this piece of dust. Anyway, 1532. Morsels of a Thought, number 1532. And I think I have to go grab a mirror because something's in my eye. Those are my glasses. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm looking over for a leaf clover that I'd overlooked before. Okay, now I got something in my eye like big time. Something in my eye like big time. I can't get it out. Oh my god. What is it? Oh my gosh. Wow. Sorry, folks. Oh, okay, here it is. I think I can get it. There. Oh, whatever that was. It was a grain of something, a piece of sand or something. My goodness. Oh, how did it get in there? Oh, okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. I got most of it. All right. So, here we are. TRH Thursday. TR Tuesdays. TR Thursdays with Fein and Sherrie Schneider, the best-selling authors of The Rules, New York Times best-selling authors of The Rules, and these are The Rules, the classic, and then, where's the other one? Oh, yeah. Okay, so because of this one and this one, you can get these in one book called All the Rules, and it'll say all in the top left corner. It'll say All the Rules, and it'll have this title, but it will be this thick. It'll be twice as thick as the original rules by itself. So when you do, thrift books doesn't seem to be very good at differentiating them. So you want to go to a new bookseller, a seller of new books to find it properly. So you want to get all the rules because that's got quite a few more. How many more? It has got 33 chapters more than the original. I think it's like 35 rules. Let's see. Yep, 35. And the 35th rule is be easy to live with. That's when you get to the point where you're actually at the, you've walked down the altar. Okay, so now we are in week 10 of course 5. Last time I said we were in week 10 of course 5 in my title, but I couldn't find the page because the bookmark had fallen out and I was in a different chapter and I read something else to you which was just as important except that it comes later. And this is here, course 5, create respectful marriages and partnerships. Week 10. Betrayal, cheating, and divorce. Your rules weekly pep talk. You got married thinking it was forever. Oh, hold on a second. I even have to come back to the previous part. Apply the rules to achieve your higher self from week 9. When if it here, let me get to the title. Week 9. Don't betray your marriage. That's week 9. When a family member or friend suggests an idea that your husband is against, side with your husband, even if it means disappointing or even losing that friend. Think of it this way. How easy is it to get a new friend? How easy is it to get a new husband? When you're eating dinner with your husband and he wants to talk, get off your phone. Be respectful and just be with him. That's true for anybody. Even if you don't think your husband has all the answers, ask him for advice and include him in decisions as as you do your therapist or girlfriends, so you're not two ships passing in the night. There we are. That's the truth. That is the truth. Okay. She dips out of the screen all the time. I wonder why. Well, it's probably because she has something in her eye. A URI is called an upper respiratory infection, a benign URI. I probably have one of those again, which means that I'm sniffling a lot and I've got stuff in my eye coming, like, proteins and stuff. Betrayal, cheating, and divorce, your Rules Weekly pep talk. You got married thinking it was forever, but it's no longer looking that way. He cheated and wants to be with her now, not you. Or he cheated and wants you back, but you can't trust him anymore. Or maybe you just don't get along, but he refuses to go to counseling. Or his bad habits like drinking or drugging or raging are too much for you to handle. These are all marriage challenges that are difficult to deal with, but with help, you might be able to persevere. If he betrayed you by gambling or using drugs or won't get help for his alcoholism, it's time to set firm boundaries by your higher self or take a break. If he's having an affair, we feel it's over and time to get a divorce. We're all for forgiveness, but we draw the line at cheating. We believe that cheating is a deal breaker, and once a cheater, always a cheater. Focus this week on what you can do to change yourself, advocate for him to get help from an expert, and stay in your power so you can better navigate the ups and downs of betrayal or cheating and make the best decision for both partners. Make the best decision for yourself first, but also know that it is also the best decision for the partner when you are happy in your higher self. Betrayal, cheating, and divorce. Daily rules. Day 330. No magic pill. Some women think that marriage counseling is a magic pill that will make their husbands change for the better. They want to talk about everything, and their husbands usually don't. We hate to burst their bubble, but counseling will only help if it's his idea to go. If it's not his idea, he will refuse, agree, and then cancel or fight with you before, during, and after the session, and it will be another thing you fight about. He even might feel that you and the counselor are ganging up on him. The magic pill for marriage is being loving, using your higher self, and not complaining or changing him, lower self. Day 331. Don't romanticize being single. When your husband is driving you crazy, it's easy to romanticize being single. When you were single, you could do whatever you felt like, talk to your girlfriends all night, put your hair in a messy bun, and not wear a bra or makeup, get takeout and cook less and organize more and turn the heat up. You're always cold. Thinking that being single was fun is lower self. Your higher self remembers bad dates, lonely Saturday nights and holidays, no one to hold hands with at the movies, and looking at Facebook posts of happy couples and is grateful to be married. Day 332. One cheat and it's over. We're all for forgiveness, but we draw the line at cheating. We believe that cheating is a deal breaker, and once a cheater, all possibly always a cheater. The rules apply to both partners. If your husband had or is having a sexual relationship with another woman, your marriage is most likely over. How can you trust him? That's the problem. You can't. If you decide to stand by your man, quote, end quote, your marriage will never be the same, and you might feel insecure, constantly check his phone, and wonder what he's doing when he's not home. The rules are about feeling secure, not anxiety ridden and shaking. However, there are rare exceptions where it's a one time affair, and he's beyond devastated and remorseful, will do anything to win you back, and does it. Now, I remember being in a Trader Joe's store. No slight on Trader Joe's. No advertising to Trader Joe's. In fact, it wasn't a Trader Joe's, it was something else. But anyway, there was this was about 20 years ago. There was this man of a different ethnic group than myself, who I thought, in my ethnic group, it's not the ethnic group, it's the culture, really. In my culture, there aren't very many, and in my old country culture, there aren't very many men that will be kissing a woman or holding a woman in a big bear hug and then looking over at me, a different woman, and then giving eyes. That's extremely rude and lower self. And there was this man doing that at a store. And every time his wife was right behind him, he would look at me and give me this, really lewd expression. So I looked at his wife and I pointed to him and I said, "Your husband is doing this and I want him to stop. Tell him to stop." And it was so offensive. He did it like 5 times as we passed each other different places in the store. So what I'm pointing out is that a woman who decides to stand by her man may look like what this woman did, but inside I could tell she was hurting very badly. She looked at me and then she put a fake smile on her face. I could tell it was fake. And she was like, and she laughed this guttural laugh, but in her eyes, I could see deep sadness, like she was going to cry. And I think that that's going to show that she can't leave him for whatever reason, financial or otherwise. And that's very, very painful to deal with, to know that in public, this person is doing this to you, shaming you. So that's no good. I just wanted to point that out, that it's never a complicit kind of deal. No. Looking the other way, day 333. Women who find out after they're exclusive or married that the guy is cheating or bad with money admit that they saw red flags and looked the other way. They remember the skipped Saturday nights without explanation when they were dating, but they pretended not to care. They noticed that he always seemed to forget his wallet and asked them to pay. Or suggested get rich quick schemes, but they didn't think it was a big deal, only to find out he was in serious debt. If you ignored red flags or pink flags, don't be surprised if these behaviors resurface. Day 334, live and let live. Your husband's cheating is grounds for divorce, but his watching porn or X-rated movies is not. This does not include talking or having online chats, because that would be considered cheating. We understand his porn addiction may make you feel not good enough or pretty enough, but that's your lower self talking. No one can make you feel good enough or not good enough but you. As long as he is initiating intimacy, doesn't have an online girlfriend, and isn't asking you to do anything uncomfortable, let it go. The more you focus on this bad habit, the more he will want to do it or do it in secret. He probably finds your bad habits equally annoying. Day 335. Stop resisting and move on. Unfortunately, marriages don't always last. Sometimes it's because the beginning wasn't right. You chased him or got pregnant, and that's why he proposed. You didn't do the rules for marriage, you were hard to be with, or you grew apart. Whatever the reason, divorce can be devastating for women. I'll never meet anyone. I'm older. Men want women half my age. If your husband wants out, no matter what you say or do, you need to move on. Your lower self wants the status quo at any cost. Just tell me how to get him back. But your higher self knows it's never going to work and that the universe has better plans. Day 336. Divorce with dignity. Other reasons to end a marriage: alcoholism and drug abuse, unless he's willing to go to rehab or Alcoholics Anonymous. Rage and physical violence and stealing your money. Maybe he's a compulsive gambler who bet away your home. Other reasons are less tangible. You've grown apart, you've met someone else, or one of you has fallen out of love. We don't believe in staying in an abusive or loveless marriage. If you decide to end it, take the high road. Don't play the blame game or badmouth him. Your lower self might want to destroy him, but your higher self divorces with dignity. Your higher self divorces with dignity, if that's the case. What was I just about to say? I was just about to say, oh, there's another author who agrees. Um, the words are, the other author said that if somebody ever asks you why your first marriage didn't work out, the other author says, it was all my fault. Just say it was all my fault. That was H. Jackson Brown Jr., who wrote the Life's Little Instruction book. You remember that series? The little pamphlet. It's like this big. And he's got 1,560 um, suggestions, observations, and recommendations on how to live a happy and rewarding life. There, that's a long title. And that's because I read 1,560 of those things to you. Do you remember? I read those on Mondays. Remember those? Miscellaneous Mondays. Remember those? Apply the rules to achieve your higher self. Don't assume marriage counseling is the answer. No matter what your husband does or doesn't do, you still have to work on yourself, your attitude, your anger, and your expectations. Now, if somebody else tells you that you need to deal with your anger, believe them and trust that there are people who think that, and that you have to deal with your anger or your expectations. Because you may not see that there's a problem, but when other people do see, and if you see that a lot of other people see that, it could be peer pressure, you could be in the wrong gang, you could be in the wrong group of people, or it could really be. I mean, if these are randomly selected people from different parts of your society, different parts of your societal groups, then you might want to give it some credence. But if it's all from one clique, or if it's all coming from, like, let's say you go to a ministry that's got 35 people in it, and every single one of those 35 people says it, well, they're all part of the same ministry too. So maybe somebody is giving them the hint to say something. You have to be careful where you take your input from, but know that your higher self wants to do virtue and do with dignity. So no matter what your husband does or doesn't do, you still have to work on yourself, your attitude, your anger, and your expectations. So you have to recognize there's anger if there really is any. If there isn't, then then see where the problems lie. Goodness. You can also get a personal therapist or a life coach, or a rules coach. Often rules coaches are also coaches, or you've got a life coach that does the rules, or you've got um, a rules coach that first learned how to be a life coach. And in my case, the two coaches that I know who do the rules. I also have other coaches that agree with the rules, but don't haven't studied the rules in depth like I am having us do here. Now, number 2 says, before you call a divorce lawyer, think about the cons of splitting up, like legal fees, custody, and dating again. Number 3, before you file, remember why you married him and how you hated being single. It just means that if you file, make sure you have a good reason for filing. And if you have a good reason for filing, then divorce with dignity, and don't try to stay single at any cost, at all costs, I mean. Um, so this week was on betrayal, cheating, and divorce. That was week 10. So week 11, we're going to go into regrets and reevaluation. I have a feeling we've done some of this before. But maybe I'm getting I'll have to look into what we've done and what we haven't done. But anyway, these are the rules handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships. We use the rules, which came in this form, as well as this form, as well as this form, the rules for marriage, time-tested secrets for making your marriage work. And then you've got Not Your Mother's Rules, The New Secrets for Dating. Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider, New York Times best-selling authors of the rules, now with their daughters too. And the rules 1 and the rules 2, more rules to live and love by. So the rules, time-tested secrets for capturing the heart of Mr. Right, and the rules 2, more rules to live and love by Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider. Yeah. Okay. So I will talk to you later. Okay. Old Kinderhook.